It is November 6th, 2024, 8:51 p.m. and I just have this really somber feeling about everything that's going on in the world right now, in my life right now. And I don't know, I just feel really bad. Um, and I wish I could come with a more positive energy, but like this is the reality, right? Um, can't say I'm really surprised about the results of this election. In fact, I've been on a 3-day social media fast. Um, and before I did it, I looked at the calendar and I was like, yeah, I should probably do it during the day of election and afterwards just to stay off of the internet to protect my mental health. And like, I feel like if I was like scrolling right now and on TikTok or Instagram, like there would be so much more to take in and to absorb, and throw me off. And so I kind of made the decision to like stay off of all social media right now for that, to protect my mental health, and not to like gloom on the results and like other people's opinions, right? I wanted to do a video that's just more about the the real side of like choosing to follow God and like deciding that like God is going to be the head of your life and going to make the decisions about your life for you and where you should go and how you should do and like how rough it gets, because I feel like I'm in such a rough stage right now. Um and I don't know if other people have felt like this. Probably have, but um I just wish I had like more friends who have gone through this, who are going through this, to call on and to be in the presence of. I recently started reading the book of Job and how his three friends came to him to kind of just like sit and grieve with him and mourn with him. Um, and I'm kind of wishing that I had that right about now. But, you do what you can with what you do have and like push forward nonetheless, because that's all you really can do at the point. But um, this season has really been like a season of me learning that like there will be many disappointments in your life, and like on top of the disappointment, God is watching how you handle the disappointment, right? Like how you move through it, how you move in it, um, the words you say, the thoughts you think, the thoughts that you um, take on, right? Like you can think it. It's one thing to think it and then those thoughts go away, but it's another thing to like think it, believe it, and like stay in that. Um, and are you going to run to other things, other people, um, other religions, other idols that you make a god to like help soothe that disappointment, help soothe your feelings when you don't get what you want, you're not where you want to be, you don't get to have the things that you feel like you should have or you want to have, right? I've just been in this stage in my life where it's like, this is not what I thought life was gonna be like at all. Like at all. Nothing, none of this. Down to the president, to all the other personal details in my life. Like, this is not what I imagined. This is not what I saw. I didn't think God would um, write the story like this, right? And it leaves me with like a lot of confusion, a lot of anger, a lot of sadness, right? But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, God, I feel all these things. I'm frustrated. I'm angry with you. I'm I'm disappointed in myself in the circumstances. But like my mind will always go back to like, but there are other people in this world. There are other people probably on this street that I live on that are going through it 10 times worse than me, right? Who have so many other things to worry about. Like the world does not revolve around me. Um, and lately I've been talking to God and I'm like, God, I know you have so many other children to like worry about, to care for. Um, but it's kind of feeling like you forgot about me, right? And I know that He's like working with me and working through me and cleaning my heart out, and giving me clarity, like little by little, very little by little, like. But it's just feeling like, yeah, you're working with me, but like it's kind of like I'm in a classroom, and you started working one on one with me, but like 20 other kids need help, right? And so you got to go help them, and you're like, I'll be back. I'll be back to help you, but it just feels like he hasn't been back, and it feels like he's been kind of just quiet. Um, and those quiet moments or those quiet spaces in time where like I'm like, God, I'm not really hearing from you. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it's like, am I doing too much? Because you did reveal a lot to me, like just a moment ago or just a month or two ago. And I appreciate that and I love that. And I thank you for that. But like, I'm waiting on the next answer, the next guidance, the next step. Like, what do I do next? And it feels like he's just been quiet. And I know that his quiet is not rooted in harm or rooted in him not caring, but it's just like, why do you go silent when you know when you are silent is where I struggle, right? And I know it's because he wants me to prevail and be better, but it's like I'm still trying to figure out like ways to cope, or not ways to cope, but the standards, the directions, the steps I should be taking when he's quiet, when he's silent, right? Last couple of years, I have really been praying to him about like, God, I feel like something is wrong with me because I can never be present. I can never be in the moment. Like when I tell you it's really bad, like I could be having a moment or something celebratory or whatever, and like I can't celebrate that. Like my mind like takes me to a place where I'm worried about tomorrow. I'm worried about next week. I'm worried about the rest of the year. I'm worried about 5 years from now. And so like I can never like be present, be in the moment. And I've been praying and praying, and I have like journals for the last year and letters to God for the last year. Like, God, please help me be present. I just want to be present. I need to be present. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I can't be present. Right. Um, and I feel like he's revealed to me like in moments of stress and in moments of uncertainty, like you don't trust me enough, right? And because you don't trust me enough, and Pastor Jerry Flowers, I just watched a video earlier. He talked about this, and he kind of put it all together. He talked about like you don't know how to handle your disappointment, and it causes stress. It causes your emotion. It causes sadness. It causes anger, and it messes with your health, and it messes up your cortisol levels. And I have PCOS, and one of the main hormones that is like off balanced with your insulin, which is causing a lot of the symptoms that I have, is not just my insulin, but also my cortisol levels, right? And so I have this anxiety, um, and the stress, and then I have anger when I'm disappointed or when I don't um, master something or I don't do something exactly as I feel like I should have, or like I don't perfect it, and like it builds up and it builds up, and um, I don't know how to release it in a healthy way. Like I don't know how to cope in a healthy way, and so sometimes it just sits because I don't want to lash out. I don't want to turn to drugs. I don't want to turn to alcohol. I don't want to turn to another person, right? Using a person or a relationship to do that. And so it's like uh, people sometimes use food, and like I feel like when I was younger, I would use food, but now I'm like, that doesn't work anymore. So like scrolling helps me escape, right? TikTok, Instagram, scrolling helps me escape. Buying things helps me escape. Um, Disassociation, like I do disassociate a lot. Like I could be having a conversation with you and like I have to like repeat what you're saying sometimes and like verbally like make sure I'm in the conversation and I'm listening to you and give you like eye contact to stay focused. Cause if not, like if something is worrying me or bothering me, I will disassociate in the conversation and I feel so bad that I do it. And I've done it ever since like I want to say like middle school, honestly, but I realized that that's also like something I've been using to cope, but like I've been using these things that are no better than the things that I used to judge like other people using, like alcohol or drugs or weed or relationships or sex or gambling or any of those things. But like my coping mechanisms are no better, right? Because they're not what God has equipped me with, right? And so I feel like the last 2, 3 months I've been trying to go back to people or places in my head or like things that have soothed me, have helped me in times of anxiety and uncertainty, and they just have not been working. And I just feel like God has been saying, like, nope, if you want to be present, then you're gonna have to go through this anxiety, this uncertainty, um, this sadness, this anger, sober minded, right? You're gonna have to go through it. You're gonna have to stop running from it. You're gonna have to stop like packaging it up, compartmentalizing it, and putting it in the back of your brain, and pushing it further and further back. Um, you're gonna actually like have to feel it. Like you're gonna have to feel this, and it's gonna bring up things, other things. Like it's been bringing up sadness from losing friends, people that I've dated in the past, losing family members, um, me worrying about losing family members that are with me now, like me stressing about that too. Like it's been bringing up so many different things in my life, but it's like I have to go through it this time. Like I have to go through it with God for real. And I can't just like push it out the way, push it out somewhere in my mind where I don't have to go. Like I have to go through it. I have to feel my emotions, but I have to also like be in my word, right? So I've been in my Bible, and not just like a devotional that like you get up and read in the morning, like a 5 minute devotional, like really in my word, really writing down um the scripture, the observation, um the application, and then the prayer, writing down my prayers, um going hard when I pray, um and knowing that this time like a good prayer doesn't have to be an hour long, like, but it just needs to be heartfelt. It needs to be honest. And understanding this time around that I can be honest with God. Like, I can say, like, I'm angry at you, I'm mad at this, or I'm mad at them, I'm angry at them, Lord. But Lord, I don't want to have these feelings. I don't want to be angry at your children. I don't want to be angry at my brothers and sisters. Like, just being honest with Him, which I feel like when I was a baby Christian, or I just came to God, like, I was scared to do that. So yeah, that for sure. Using the word, um, being careful what I consume. Like I said, faster from social media, unfollowing people, unfollowing channels that I just don't align with. And another thing that I'm praying that God works on me with is like music, because I love music. I love all types of music. I don't listen to a lot of raunchy things, but some stuff. Um, just because it's not super raunchy also doesn't mean that it's not like what God wants me to be listening to. So like, me understanding that, like, you probably gonna have to let go of that, some Beyonce playlist, some Rihanna playlist. Um, you got to be careful about what you're listening to, what you're consuming music wise, also podcast wise, like YouTube video wise, like being more observant about what I'm taking in. Um, and also when it comes to like Christian content, like, you don't need to listen to everybody's podcast. You don't need to watch everybody's show for real. You don't, but like allowing God to show me like who I should listen to. Like, I've been sticking with um the Perrys, Jackie Hill Perry, Preston Perry, and Jerry Flowers, and then of course Tony Evans. Just because I feel like they drop real scripture, like they actually point to things in the Bible. There are study guides that they have that help me like go back to the Bible, not just their videos, right? One thing that I really, really want to work on though is just like trying to find my community and like being unashamed to ask for prayer, like to ask for support, to ask for help, to ask for accountability, because I feel like I have a hard time doing that. Like, oh, don't worry about me. Like, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm good. But like sometimes I'm not good, and I do need prayer, and I do need you to call and check on me and like pray with me on the phone. Um, and doing that. Another thing I feel like um I have been getting a little bit better is like people that I really want in my life, like friends, like tech checking on them, texting them like, hey, what's going on? How are you? I thought about you. I've been praying for you. Um, and continuing to pray for people that I no longer have in my life, like, but coming from a genuine place. Like, I still pray for them. I still wish the best for them. Um, even if we're not on good terms, even if um the friendship is over with, it's done with. Um, yeah. I just hope that like if anybody else has been feeling like how I've been feeling, or you've just been going through something similar, or even your own struggles, your own battles, like I pray that we all find a community, we all have the support that we need to get through this time, to work through it, because it's not something that we can just snap our fingers or read a self-help book or read a chapter in the Bible about and look up and things have all resolved. It's just gonna take time. It's gonna take discipline, um, and perseverance, like sticking to the challenge, sticking to the growth, the healing. And I just pray that people find the support that they need for that. Um, the good news, which I will end on, is that we have a God that is all knowing, right? Despite all of that's going on, like something that I feel like if I didn't have this peace now, I would have saw on my phone on Google that Trump won, and I would have been boohoo crying, but I wasn't, because I'm like, we have a God that is all knowing, a God that is caring, a God that is loving so much that we will be okay. If we put our trust and our faith in Him, we will be okay. It doesn't mean that we won't suffer, because everybody is going to suffer um, eventually, right? But um, His love, sorry, it's football season. His love, His admiration for us, His care for us is so big, it's so strong that in the end, like, I know that we'll feel it, and I know that in the end of what I'm going through, it's gonna be for the good of not just me, which of course, yes, I want it to be for the good of me. He's still working on me with that. Everything is not about me, but for His kingdom, for His glory, for other people to see, like, you might be going through something like I am, but like, God will, He will heal your heart, He will restore your heart, He will reveal to you, He will show you your purpose um in His kingdom, um as His daughter, as His son. Like, everything will be okay. Like, as long as you believe in Him and believe in His word, everything will be okay. And I really believe that. And like, it gets tough sometimes, but like, I truly, truly believe that um there will be unity one day. We will have peace one day with all beings, all humans, animals. We will live in unity and we will live in harmony. And like, that, the beauty of that, I feel like I can see it, and like, I can kind of feel it like deep in my heart. And so that's what kind of like keeps me going a little bit. Like, yeah, something in me, like, I don't know exactly what it is, but like, I feel that. Like, I feel like I can be at a place with unity with everybody. Like, that peace, that harmony that people feel like the world will never have, or we'll never be able to get to that point. I feel it, and I feel like we can. Um, and I just pray and continue that feeling, that gut feeling in me, like that thing in me that reassures that will never die, no matter how hard or how tough it gets. I pray that my compassion, my love for other people, um, never separates from me, honestly. No matter how bad people do me, I still pray that my love and compassion reign supreme. So yeah. Um I don't even know how to close this video, but I feel like that ending just reminded me, like, it's going to be okay. And I hope that anybody else who's like going through it, like, you are reminded that it's going to be okay. I know it sounds so cliche, y'all. I know it's like nobody wants to hear that nowadays, but like, I can't even explain the gut feeling. Like, it's nothing but like this strong gut feeling. Like, I know it's going to be okay. I know it's going to be okay. But I have this knowing because I know God. I know Jesus. He's spared my life many times. He's been there many times. Like, I don't even know what else to say. But like, yes, put your faith, put your trust in Him. Taking up your cross, giving it all to Him. It's not easy. It's hard, but it's worth it. It's going to be worth it in the end. Um, Everything is not peaches and cream over here. I can't tell you that um, you won't go through hard times and hard battles, because that would be a lie. But it'll be worth it in the end, for sure. Hold on to that. Hold on to that belief, and hold on to him and his word. Um, yeah, that's all I have for this video. Um, make sure you like. This is so awkward now. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video with somebody who needs it. Um, encourage each other any way that you can. Hold on to the gift of love and encouragement and empathy that God gave you if you have those gifts. And yeah, I will see you guys in another video.